Been wanting to come here for, I don't know, this may be the first campground I ever put on my Google map. It is in the Olympic Peninsula of Washington State and made famous by a famous YouTuber. And it's free campground if you have a Discover Pass, which if you're coming to Washington for more than a week, you should just get the Discover Pass. It's Friday morning, about 11 o'clock, it's rainy. I'm gonna guess about a 40% chance of finding a spot here. It is the Lyre River Campground, made famous by Nomadic Fanatic being his favorite campground, and he has a rather large following. So we're gonna see if we can get in here. Colors are just starting to change. Just today I noticed them changing. So what do we got here? Lyre River. Lyre River DNR Campground. So what do you think? Think we're gonna find a spot? Maybe. Hopefully. Probably not. I'm leaning over so I can see down and around these corners. Oh, yeah, they're all full. They're all... Oh, no. Yeah, they're... What do we got over here? There we go. Yeah, I should have come all the way around. Yeah, site number 1. Haha. Yeah, let me show you around. Okay. I just went to Walmart, so I got water in the way. Got somebody with a big tent there. Site 1 at the Lyre River. Yeah, I'll take that. So yeah, I'm here at Lyre River, campsite number 11, which is probably the best one here. But you're kind of wondering how I got here, because the last time I was exploring the Puget Sound area and Whidbey Island. So I left there. I was at a state park for like 4 nights and went down to a little bit farther down the Puget Sound, right across from Seattle. So I could jump on a ferry and just take a day trip. Not with the van, just me, and parked there and jumped on a ferry. Went over to Seattle. Spent like 4 or 5, 6 6 or 7 hours just wandering around downtown Seattle. Had a blast. Did not hardly film anything at all. Went up the Space Needle and checked that out. That was cool. And what else I do? Went to a couple restaurants. I went to the museum of glass blowing, and it was cool. A lot of artistic stuff there. A lot of blown glass, a lot of famous artists. I forget his name. I'll put it on the screen. This is not going to come out in the video, but I've actually turned a couple corners and just said, wow. And that just doesn't happen in my life. What else did I do? I also went to the aquarium there at Seattle, the Seattle Aquarium. Like I said, did not film a lot of stuff, but had a lot of fun and took a few photos and just kind of wandered around downtown Seattle. I'm not a city guy, but I grew up outside of Detroit, and Detroit in the 80s was not a cities were not things you went to. But Seattle was cool, and spent some time there. And then drove the hour and a half here to Lyre River. Cool place. Really enjoying this campground. Did I mention it was free? Um, so let me show you around the campground a little bit here. Lyre River. That's Lyre, like the musical instrument. I think at least somebody said once that the river sounds like music. Free campground with the Discover Pass. And if you're going to be in Washington State for more than a week or so, yeah, pick up the Discover Pass, get you into all the state parks. And it several free campgrounds, a couple of them, 4 or 5 of them in the Olympic Peninsula. Rolled in here last night. I thought it was in Site 1. It's not. Site 11. Everything is just covered in moss. And these giant ferns. Got down to about 48 degrees last night, going up to about 58 today, and it's been like that for a week. And it's going to be like that for another week. Not a huge temperature. The ferns are just growing out of that tree. Not a lot of temperature variation. Leaves, that tree is completely covered in moss. I don't think that's going to pick up, but it's just covered in moss. I think this is what you call a temperate rainforest. And it's been kind of drizzly, a little drippy, but not bad. Kind of adds to the charm of the area. Mushrooms and ferns and moss. There's a little trail here. It doesn't go very far. The end of the state property is down here, just less than 100 yards. There's another trail just like it on the other end of the campground. I don't know if I mentioned, but the campground's got 2 or 3 pit toilets and some water spigots with drinking water. And that's about it. But it is free. There is a nature conservancy property adjacent to this. And that is where the Lyre River empties out into the Straits of Juan de Fuca. Yeah, that's the end of the properties right there. You can see some houses over here. Oh, this gets a little treacherous. Yeah, there's some. Might take a walk down there. The where the Lyre River, the mouth of the Lyre River is. It's some walking trails over there. It's like a 3/4 of a mile hike. I think I'll do that. It's not going to be much of a video, apparently. I'm just hanging out here for 2 or 3 days. Say Saturday. Monday, I got reservations for the ferry to go over to Vancouver Island. Something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Don't know how long I'm going to spend on Vancouver Island. I don't know, like a week. Nah, more than that. 10 days, 2 weeks. So what's kind of cool is I make my own schedule now. I took a trail right off my campsite, about a mile or so. A pretty nice trail to the mouth of the Lyre River. I think it's right down here. I haven't got there yet. It's where the Lyre River goes out to the Salish Sea, the Straits of, what is it? You can hopefully see, yeah, you can even see British Columbia over there, Vancouver Island. I can hear the waves crashing. Let's see how loud it's going to get when we get down here. I'm always confused what they call this place. The Salish Sea, the Straits of Juan de Fuca. This is a conservancy, owns this. The Lyre River Campground is on DNR ground, state land. And then this is some sort of conservation corps. Oh, look at the cool flowers. Too bad I'm filming with my camera. Maybe I'll come back here in a second. When I'm done filming, I have to pull out my app and see what those are. Lyre River Conservation Projects. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah, it's been kind of rainy and overcast for the last day and a half. I don't know if I can get through here. Barely. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the mouth of the river is, there's a house there. Mouth of the river is right there. And walk over there. Yeah, the mouth of the Lyre River is like right here. Yeah, it's Vancouver Island over there. Spoiler alert, I've made reservations on the ferry for a couple days from now. And as long as the weather is kind of holding, I'm gonna go over there and explore for a week or two. I remember being in high school thinking, how cool would it be to go to Vancouver Island? It just seemed like the farthest away place I could think of, still in, North America. And for a Michigan boy, it kind of was. So I made reservations on the ferry and gonna go over there on Monday. Seagulls. Cool spot. Been wanting to come here since I think this was Lyre River Campground. Might have been the first place I put on my Google map of all the places I wanted to go to, all the campgrounds and spots. Got it from Nomadic Fanatic. God, that must have been 2016, 15, somewhere back in there. Just struck me. Yes, once again, lonely beaches find me. Get out here on the point, see what we can see. Boy, some of those are really rolling in. That's the Olympic Peninsula off to the left. Vancouver Island to the north. Yeah, don't know what my long-term plans are. Thinking 2 weeks-ish on Vancouver Island and then come back and maybe do a little more exploring on the Olympic Peninsula. And then start heading south after that. Oregon, Northern California, Arizona by winter. But for now, kind of overcast, and this is what you kind of think of. This is what I always thought of when I think of the Pacific Northwest. Overcast, threatening to drizzle, 60 degrees. But I'll take it.